We did unlock a new noodle today. You know what that means? Level up. Wow. We still have a whole lot more tasting and learning to do, which means the journey continues. Today we have hot pot sweet potato noodles. I am very, very curious about these because look what it says. It says US only. This is a Chinese bag of noodles, but it says US only. And then under there, it says authentic Chengdu flavor. And the curiosities begin. As soon as I look at this packaging, I instantly say to myself, it's so traditional. It's so traditional. They didn't use too much color, but they used a lot of color. Y'all see what I'm saying? All the background is black, but your main focus is where the color is, which makes sense to me. This is simple sense, simple sense. And then of course, being that this is a US bag or US only, or I don't know, whatever that is, that's very confusing actually. But they have a whole bunch of English on here. There's nothing but English. They also do have Chinese, but there's English. So that means that Allstate, we're in good hands. Before I start tearing things up and just digging into the bag, we should go over the ingredients to see what we're gonna be tearing out of the bag. So let's see what we have here. Obviously we have a noodle bag, that's here or there. We got our sweet potato noodles, which is a plus. Then we got our chili oil bag, which is, at this point, I mean, if we don't get a chili oil bag, the world might end. In the bag, it says there's pepper oil, Pixian, Duban, Douchi, Sprouts, Chinese prickly ash, ginger, scallions, and spices. Okay, these are all this. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. And then our seasoning mix has soybean skin, crispy soybean, glucose, salt, MSG, pepper powder, disodium, my fault, and all the rest of that stuff doesn't matter. The bag's cool. The ingredients are pretty different. Let's take them out. There is one more thing I want to look at before we dive into the bag, and that's the actual directions. Because I've never seen this bag before, and with the new bag comes new directions, and I would hate to mess up something that looks so good. I'm not saying it is good, but it looks good. And the only way that we'll know if it is good is if we execute things correctly. So the directions have two different methods, which is kind of confusing me. So the first method says, cook the vermicelli for about 2 minutes, remove it, add an appropriate amount of soup, and add the matching seasonings to eat, okay? Then method 2, that's it, like that's method 1. Then method 2 says, make noodles with boiling water for 1 times, filter out the water, add an appropriate amount of boiling water for about 3 minutes, and put in the matching seasoning to eat. That's method 2. And the only tip that they gave us is it can be seasoned with appropriate salt or water according to the personal taste. It can be cooked with bean sprouts or green vegetables. It is better to add fresh celery, shallot, and garlic. So method 1 or method 2? So let's take everything out the bag and then we'll see what method we're gonna use, because right now I have no idea what I'm even doing or what I'm getting myself into. So I don't even know the ingredients that's in the bag besides what I read. Like, you know what I mean? So I need to see things with my eyes. Then we'll decide if we want to do method 1 or method 2, whichever suits us best. I do like the smell that it's giving off. It's a very sweet, seasony smell that the bag gives off, so I do like that. These feel like our vegetables. Most definitely feels like the dried vegetables. These are obviously the noodles, sweet potato noodles, not just potato noodles, sweet potato noodles. And you know, fun fact, I thought I had sweet potato noodles once before on a dish that we had, but they were just regular potato noodles. Now these are sweet potato noodles, so now we're actually having sweet potato noodles. And then the chili oil pack. I do want to say, despite the colors that they have on the actual bag, they chose good colors of the packaging to put in the bag. I feel like it complements the bag very well. Would y'all agree? All right, guys, I came to a good conclusion that I believe is gonna work because it sounds pretty good in my head. So we're just gonna keep things original. We're gonna boil the noodles for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna drain the water, and then we're gonna add the seasonings. I feel like we can't go wrong if we do it like that. So that's the way we're gonna take. Before we put these noodles in, I'm gonna give y'all a close-up look. I need a pop quiz myself. These are udon noodles, correct? I made these noodles in a dish, and I remember a comment saying that they were udon noodles, but I could be getting one comment confused with a different video, or one video confused with a different comment. So y'all let me know again, are these udon noodles? I swear this is the last time you have to tell me, because once y'all tell me this time, it's stuck, it's locked in. But I think that I'm correct. These are definitely udon noodles. I bet you $1 these are udon noodles. In with the noodles. You know, y'all, I was thinking about this too. What if I just do that thing that some people do? I don't want to say the wrong name, but I think it's like Muslims or something like that. Well, they have like 3 different girlfriends or 4 wives. What if I just do that? I can have one that's toxic, one that's nice, one that's always sad, and then one that's very neutral. So then I really have the best of all the worlds at all times. So if I'm too happy, I can go to the sad one and she can make me a little depressed. If I'm too sad, I can go to the happy one and she can balance me out. If I want a quick surprise, I go to the neutral one. You see, if I want some excitement, I go to the toxic one. And then the energy in the house will always be so good because they'll never get along. They'll never get along, but they gotta fake like they like each other because we gotta sleep together. Hey, I think that's a good idea. We did unlock a new noodle today. You know what that means? Level up.
Sweet potato noodle unlocked.
Look at the color on these noodles. This is so different. Before we add all the seasonings and the sauce, I think it's only right that we examine the noodle because this is a new noodle for us. We've never seen this noodle before. We've never even smelled this noodle before, but I will tell you one thing. The smell that these noodles give off is different, but it's a good different. It actually smells like potatoes, but it's, I like it. Just look at it, look at it. It damn near looks caramelized, but it's not caramelized. It's just a sweet potato. The smell is so crazy. It doesn't smell like a noodle. It smells like a potato, but it doesn't smell like a potato. It smells, I don't wanna say it smells like a sweet potato because I hadn't smelled a sweet potato, I think, ever in my life besides cooked or baked, but that's different than this noodle. It smells like potato, but it's giving off a different smell, which, you know, it's a sweet potato. But I think we should try it, see if it actually tastes like a sweet potato because I like sweet potatoes. I dabble a little bit in the sweet potato community. It doesn't even taste like a sweet potato. Barely the slightest, it tastes like a potato. But I'll tell you one thing. We did our thing diggity on these noodles because they're very al dente. I'm talking about satisfying the taste buds. Well, the texture buds, not taste buds. 2 different things. They're satisfying the texture buds. Now it's time to add those seasonings. Well, there goes the chili oil. Thought I was recording. And I don't know what all these are, but it's a whole bunch of different something, vegetables of something. Okay, this looks good, but that white powder is giving off that smell again. I'm just gonna mix everything before I get angry. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. So pretty. So I do want to pinpoint one thing that I noticed in this dish that was in another dish that we messed up previously. And that's this little thing right here that I thought was a noodle. Look at it. It looks like a noodle, but it's not a noodle. I don't know what it is. Is it some type of veggie? Like, y'all help me out here. I think it's a vegetable though. Has to be a vegetable because what else would it be? If it was a noodle, it would have expanded and it didn't expand. So it's not a noodle. What is it? Then they have this, but I think this is the pea, the something pea. It was like, pea skin. Damn, I don't know. But we should try it though, huh? Soybean, that's what it was, soybean. Honestly, the bean isn't nasty. It really just tastes like a boiled peanut. And the only reason I say that is because it had the crunch and then it just took on the flavor of the dish, which is all a boiled peanut does. But you know, peanuts have that strong flavor of their own. So they kind of still keep their own flavor and then they take on whatever flavor you boil them in. But that's all that was. It was good though, I would eat it again. Let's try this other thing, whatever this is. Is this a shallot? Maybe this is a shallot. Y'all let me know. Is this a shallot? It has like this, it looks like it kind of looks like a flower, but it's not a flower, but it does the whole swirly thing. It's crunchy. I don't know if I'm hungry or the broth is good or my mind is playing tricks on me or the vegetables are good, but I really enjoyed that, those 2 little, the shallot, maybe a shallot, and then the little pea thing, the soybean, the shallot and the soybean, the shallot and the soybean. We're good in the broth. The broth is good, the spice is there, but now it's time for the true test. And that's noodle to broth to vegetable. Then I'll come back with an answer. We take noodle, good sticky noodle. The bite was good, the bite was lovely, but I'm tasting a high concentration in some type of chili spices. Like, I don't know if the chili oil is overpowering the dish or if the spices in the chili oil is overpowering the dish. But being that, yeah, it does have flavor still, man, those spices are so overwhelming. But they're not too overwhelming to where it's nasty or it deters me from the dish. It's just a lot, it's just a lot. I will say though, the balance between the noodles and the actual broth in itself is a good balance, because that is a pretty flavorful broth, like very flavorful broth actually. So there has to be something in there that's gonna balance out the top end of the broth, because being that it's so pungent, you need something that's a little neutral or a little, you know, bland. Pungent, bland meets pungent makes perfect. Like I said, the flavor is good. The only thing that I can really put my finger on as far as flavor-wise actually goes is the chili, like the chili flakes or the spices or some type of pepper in here that is giving it flavor though. It just doesn't taste like pepper. But I wanna go back to the balance. They have these vegetables in here. So I do need to eat a noodle and both of the vegetables, because I feel like they'll help with more balance, which will help take down the top end. This broth is rich, but there's only one way for balance, and that's to add the noodles and the vegetables in this bite. Taking the combination bite definitely helped with balance, but there's still that high taste in peppers. I taste so many peppers, and for some reason my brain keeps wanting to say cayenne pepper. I don't know why, but man, it's a strong presence of peppers. I don't know if my brain is trying to play tricks on me again, but in that bite, I also tasted something sweet. These are sweet potato noodles, but I hadn't tasted anything sweet in this whole dish. But when I mixed everything up and then gave it a try, I tasted something sweet. That combo bite was where it really was. The combo bite was the good bite. It gave me a taste of literally everything, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't an explosion, but it was pretty good, and I think we can give it a good rating. I can say that I always enjoy a good spice. Nothing too much, but a good spice. Something that'll gradually creep up on you rather than you taste it and it's like, oh my gosh, this is way too hot. Your taste buds go numb. You can't taste anything anymore. And I say that to say, this had a good spice. So, hey, thumbs up from me, which is gonna help this rating a lot. But as far as the rating goes, I'm gonna go with a 6. We're gonna go with a 6. The reason I decided to go with a 6 is because the dish is good. It is good, the flavor is there, but it's kind of hard to decipher the individual flavors because it's so spicy and there is so many different types of spices. So maybe I feel like they could have done, you know, a little justice if they eased up on the pepper spices and just left a little bit more of whatever the flavor is coming from, because it's no way that that flavor is coming from only spices. But that's what it feels like whenever I eat the dish. But I will say another positive in the dish is they have these vegetables, and these vegetables really help balance everything out. And the sweet potato noodles also were a good balance to the dish. So the dish did have good balance, potentially, I shall say, but the balance wasn't executed correctly because the peppers and the spices overtook the dish. It overtook it, but it still was a good dish. So we're not gonna be Debbie Downers today. But y'all let me know, would y'all eat this? Would y'all give it a try? Does this look appealing to y'all? I know what kind of dishes that y'all are into because y'all are obviously here watching Asian food, but what's something else that y'all would really love to eat? Because even though Asian food is one of the best foods on this planet, in my opinion, there's a whole lot of different other foods that you can get out there and try. So if you don't want to try any Asian, then hey, just get up and go try some food. Go try something that tastes good or tastes bad. It's still a learning experience. But if you made it to the end of the video and you're in the ocean and you're swimming, then you're damn sure shrimping. Ciao now.